to start this off by making a slip knot and chaining 4. Once you have your 4 chains, we're going to slip stitch into that first stitch that we made, and that will make our starting ring. You can also make a magic ring. It doesn't really matter. We're going to have the same outcome. And from there, you're going to make a chain 3, and then we're going to make 9 more double crochets. And that first chain 3 acts as a double crochet, so we're going to have a total of 10 double crochets. To finish this off, we're going to join it with a slip stitch. You can cut your yarn if you're planning on changing colors. If not, just keep it attached. And what we're going to do is we're going to attach our next color or continue on. But if you're changing colors, you're going to make a slip knot. And we're going to attach it into one of those chain spaces. So between each double crochet, there's a little space there, and we're going to crochet in between them. To connect this new color, we are going to just slip stitch it together. Then what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. This acts as a double crochet. And then we're just going to make another double crochet into that same chain space. Then we're going to go into the next one and make 2 double crochets as well. So in each chain space, we're going to be making 2 double crochets, and we do not chain one in between these clusters. This should give you a total of 20 double crochets, and at the end of each row we're going to join it with a slip stitch, fasten off, and what I do is I like to weave in my ends as I go, but you can just wait till the end to do this as well. In most tutorials, I don't see people showing beginners how to thread in their ends. I had to look up a separate video for this, so I thought I'd include it. So what you're going to do is you're going to thread your needle, and then you just weave in different ends so that no matter which way you tug or yank, it's not going to come undone. Once you've done that, you just cut off the excess. And you're going to do that to each of these little pieces. So I've changed color every row, and we're just going to use the same technique every single time. Make a slip knot and slip stitch into the chain spaces. So we have a chain space in between every single stitch. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a chain 3, again acting as a double crochet, and then we're going to make 2 more double crochets into that chain space. So in between each chain, there are going to be 3 double crochets. In my tutorial here, I've done a chain 1 in between these clusters. You don't necessarily have to. I was just kind of winging this, so some of them I ended up doing a chain 1, some of them I didn't. I just forgot, honestly. But if you want it to be more cohesive, I'd put a chain 1, and then you can see your spaces much better in between each cluster of 3. get to the end here, we are going to make a slip stitch again. Pull your yarn through, cut your yarn, and we are done with round 3. For round 3, we're just going to be doing the same thing where we make 3 clusters in every chain space. And at the end, we make a slip stitch as always, cut your yarn, and we're going to change colors. Later on, we're going to change colors, not every single row, but every other row. But for right now, we are just going to continue switching colors if you'd like. You can do this whole process with one color as well. Rows 3 to 7 are all going to be the same, changing colors every row. Rows 9 and 10 are going to be that bluish purple color, and then the next 2 rows are orange, and the following 2 rows that I'm going to be making here are the same purpley color. And that is going to end off that same stitch, and we're going to move on to making the edging next. These are going to be the exact same granny stitch that we've been doing, so 3 clusters of double crochets in every chain space. Finally, to make these edges, we are going to be going in every single stitch, so not in the chain spaces between the double crochets, but in every stitch that you see the little V's on top. And we're going to be making 3 double crochets in every stitch. That will give it this kind of frilly effect of a bucket hat, but it's still fitted on the top with just a little bit of frill on the bottom. So as you can see here, I'm going into every single stitch with 3 double crochets. For the last time, we are going to slip stitch the 2 ends together once we get to the end here, and then you're going to weave in your ends, and this is the finished product. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the video and give me a thumbs up.